Hi there, welcome back to In the Reels. Jamie Bruce is on assignment somewhere across town. I'm Brennan Dowd. You know how this works by now. Harrison will be covering Bong Joon-ho and their work on A Different Direction. Then somehow CK and CK at the movies is still happening after last show's fiasco. But first up, as always, it's features. Christopher Nolan's Tenet is getting an extended stay in IMAX theaters this month. Sellouts in New York and Los Angeles pushed Warner Brothers to keep the sci-fi thriller around for a bit longer. A press release to the theaters getting this extension said. Since last weekend, Tenet has racked up more than 30 sold-out shows across both markets, including near-complete sellouts over the weekend of IMAX 70mm film locations AMC Lincoln Square in New York and AMC Universal City in Los Angeles. Both New York and Los Angeles theaters are currently limited to 25% capacity. Really sneaky there, adding that gigantic caveat to what a sellout means. A sellout right now is treated the same as the Tuesday showing of Cars 2, and that's just not right. All right, we can give Nolan and Warner Brothers a bit of credit, though. They had got a tough deal with the pandemic coming in the middle of their production, and the film only releasing last August. They could have delayed the movie months like other massive productions, but hey, they wanted to stick to their tagline, time runs out. This August, DC's second go at the Suicide Squad will be released in theaters as well as on HBO Max. James Gunn's foray into the ever-confusing DC universe promises to be packed, and not only with action and jokes, but what appears to be way too many damn people. Just in terms of main characters, the film will include Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, John Cena, Joel Kinnaman, Sylvester Stallone, Jai Courtney, Peter Capaldi, David Dalshman, Daniela Melchior, Michael Rooker, Alice Braga, Pete Davidson, Joaquin Cosio, Juan Diego Boto, Storm Reed, Nathan Fillion, Taika Waititi, Steve Agee, Sean Gunn, Flula Borg, Mei Ling Ning, Tanashi Kajizi, Bolden, Jennifer Holland, Julio Cesar Ruiz, and Viola Davis. I'm really mad at myself for writing that joke. One name you might have noticed was Sylvester Stallone. What would the veteran actor be doing in a comic book movie, you ask? Oh, just playing King Shark, a giant shark with the mind of a toddler who likes to kill people for fun. The exact thing you would think someone of his caliber would be doing at this point in their career. In a Red Band trailer released earlier this week, we all got a taste of what the Suicide Squad would look like, including this clip.
We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Hardly, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
Peter Capaldi's thinker outfit aside, who the hell other than a 9-year-old coughs without covering their mouth? Especially now, it's so weird to think about coughing or sneezing in public without thinking, oh God, am I dying? Or, oh God, are they staring at me? That feeling must only get worse when the one staring at you is the person idolized by every alternative girl in high school. Pete Davidson will be playing Blackguard in the film, the alter ego to a criminal named Dick Hertz. Yeah, that sounds like a character Pete Davidson would play. He can be seen in the trailer right about here.
Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence.
Great minds think alike, Dick. It's as if millions of voices cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced, because Lucasfilm's Kenobi series has begun shooting, or will next week. Space Jesus himself, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is widely considered to be the gem in the rough that were the Star Wars prequels. Fans have been pushing for years to see more of the exiled Jedi Master after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and they're finally getting what they want. Years of fan pressure to Lucasfilm and McGregor himself eventually led to this moment in 2019 when they announced the series at D23.
Kathleen, can you ask me in front of all of these people, all of these witnesses, can you please ask me, am I going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Ewan?
Yes?
Are you going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Yes.
McGregor will be joined by Hayden Christensen, returning as the sand-hating deadbeat dad Darth Vader. And Deborah Chow is set to direct the limited series after getting first-hand experience directing 2 episodes of the first season of The Mandalorian in 2019. She directed Chapter 17 of The Mandalorian, otherwise known as the episode where we all went, wait, a TIE fighter can do that? Oh, hey, we finally watched the Snyder Cut of Justice League since last episode. Yeah, it wasn't that great. Kind of felt like a 4-hour rough cut of a 12-year-old's movie made with action figures. It was nice to see Henry Cavill's upper lip instead of the computer-generated version like in 2017. Cyborg got more of a fleshed out arc. This version allowed Lois Lane to have a bit more to do, and some genuinely funny jokes landed, especially with Ezra Miller's Flash. But here's the thing. This movie was effectively a re-release with more stuff added, and was originally projected to cost Warner Brothers $30 million on top of the $300 million they spent for the original cut of the movie. Bob Greenblatt, the chairman for Warner Brothers, said this about the cost. It isn't as easy as going into the vault and there's a Snyder cut sitting there to put out. It does not exist. Zack is actually building it, and it's complex, including new VFX shots. It's a radical rethinking of that movie, and it's complicated and wildly expensive. I'll just say I wish it was at just $30 million and stop there. It's an enormous undertaking and very complex. Shooting ended around $70 million for a re-release that you're only able to watch on a streaming service. And the movie ended up being a stone cold 7. The idea that this was the true vision of director Zack Snyder feels less like an authentic reason and more of an excuse to watch Batman kick ass in 4:3 instead of 16:9. That's all the time we have for features this week. Thank you for tuning in. Now, heading in a different direction with a discussion on the work of Bong Joon-ho, here's Harrison Swales.
Thanks, Brennan. My name is Harrison Swales, and this is A Different Direction. This South Korean filmmaker has been writing and directing films since 2000. By combining comedy, tragedy, horror, and every other genre under the sun, you know you're watching one of his films when you don't know if you should laugh or gasp. His 7th and latest feature film, Parasite, was an international success as it won the Oscar for Best Picture last year. Did Parasite show him moving towards convention, or is the mainstream going in a different direction with him? Born in South Korea on September 14, 1969, Bong Joon-ho is a filmmaker who has tapped into his home country. While his films are designed perfectly for pieces of entertainment, South Korea's history can transform a lot of the stories. Let's start by looking at the country that Bong Joon-ho grew up in. At the age of 19, he enrolled in Yonsei University to study sociology. His transition to college coincided with the South Korea democracy movement. Throughout the history, the South Korea government was led by presidents voted on by an electoral college that had no correlation with the general population. On June 10th of 1987, the indirect election of Roh Tae-woo pushed the citizens to their breaking point, as protests were ignited across the country. The nationwide anger against the authoritarian government was diverse from students to churches to the labor movement. Joon-ho was one of those protesters. In an interview with Vulture.com in 2019, he described the tear gas used by the police. It's strange. Sometimes I smell it in my dreams. Usually dreams are images, but I sometimes have these sensations of smelling it. It's really horrible, but I guess that's the way it should be. Those images of tear gas manifested themselves in the monster film, The Host. More on that later. After weeks of civil unrest, the protesters succeeded and a move to democracy was promised by the government. This change in the political landscape affected day-to-day life as well. As censorship started to relax in the late 80s, early 90s, films became more accessible. Bong Joon-ho would leave sociology behind as he helped create a film club on his college campus, and he and his friends would spend nights watching, analyzing, and eventually writing films. By the early 90s, he graduated from Korean Academy of Film Arts with a few short films under his belt. Sadly, it would take until 2000 for Bong Joon-ho to finally direct his first feature film, Barking Dogs Never Bite. It is a jet black dark comedy as the protagonist of the story is a man driven so insane by yipping dogs that he turns to violence against them. Honestly, it is far from the director's best, but it is interesting to see genesis of Bong Joon-ho's obsession of structure and architecture. The long hallways of Ko Young-ju's apartment complex that stack on top of each other create great anxiety, can even harken back to the Kubrick's Shining as he runs through the halls. Thankfully, the financial disappointment of Barking Dogs Never Bite didn't hold him back for too long. His next two films were blockbusters that took authority down a peg. Memories of Murder is a serial killer drama following two combative detectives that revels in ambiguity. Its financial success would save the production company from bankruptcy. And with this success, Bong Joon-ho made his biggest film of his career so far, The Host. To some, it may feel like a really good monster movie that is grounded with great performances from frequent collaborators like Song Kang-ho and Go Ah-yo-sung. However, when it's viewed through the lens of South Korea's history, the bureaucratic bumbling and cold government officials that let this monster run amok starts to make more sense. With record-setting box office numbers on its opening weekend and overall, Bong Joon-ho's popularity continued to grow. However, it was nothing compared to the phenomenon that was his latest feature film. Parasite was the first Korean film to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, and the first non-English-speaking film to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. The award was a historic moment as it showed a promising step towards a more inclusive and representative Oscars. However, this win was not just for diversity's sake. The film more than deserves it. The story centers on an impoverished Kim family who tries to make their living wages by folding pizza boxes. Here is a clip.
그래서 정말 돈 10% 떼고 주겠다는 거예요, 지금?
분량률에 비하면 페널티 적은 거지, 안 그래요?
인건비 이거 얼마나 한다고? 너무한 거 아니에요?
이봐요. 이게 그렇게 간단한 문제가 아니야. 이런 분량 박스 하나하나가 얼마나 큰 데미지를 주는지 알아요? 우리 브랜드 이미지에?
박스 접을 사람도 하나 없는 것들이야?
뭐라고?
사장님, 이게 다 그 친구 때문이죠.
뭔 소리?
그 원래 일하던 알바생 말입니다. 그 친구가 배 찍어 잠수 탔죠. 이 주사랑 교에서 이 단체 주문이 막 들어오고 있는 이 중요한 시점에.
아니 그런 디테일은 또 어떻게 다 알아요? 어디서 들었어?
그 친구가 제 동생 지인이에요.
그 오빠가 원래 좀 이상해요. 이 동네에서 평판이 되게 안 좋은데.
그래서 말입니다, 사장님. 페널티 10% 좋습니다. 그 대신에
대신에?
이참에 알바생 새로 뽑으실 생각 없으세요?
누나, 우리 사람 뽑아야 돼.
원래 알바는 자르세요. 해고 페널티를 주시라고.
내일 정식으로다가 면접 보러 가겠습니다. 몇 시가 좋을지.
아니 저기 잠깐만. 일단 생각을 좀 해보고.
그러면 저희 박스 돈부터.
In hopes to leave pizza box folding behind, son Kim Ki-woo takes up an offer to tutor the daughter of a very wealthy Park family. One life falls into another, and soon, the family's lives become intertwined in more ways than one. Quite honestly, we could spend this entire segment on all the complexities of Parasite, but we're running out of time, sadly. The best thing I could say is to go to the film as blind as possible and enjoy the twists along the way. If you haven't seen any of Bong Joon-ho's films, start with Parasite. Once you finished it and loved it, move on to his older films, as they are just as worth it. I hope that this has encouraged you to go in a different direction with Bong Joon-ho. Now let's turn it over to Cam and Cole with CK and CK at the movies.
Hi, I'm Bruce Juno, and I do play-by-play for the SUNY Plattsburgh Rocket League team. So the esports team at Plattsburgh it's just a Rocket League team, which is, if for all of you who don't know, it's car soccer. A lot of people would say esports isn't a real sport. I disagree because it's mental, it's muscle memory, it's knowing how to do things quicker than other people.
Wednesday night, 8 p.m., twitch.tv/Plattsburgh Esports.
Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of CK and CK at the Movies. I'm your host, Cameron Kaercher, and today, you know it, I'm still joined by my wonderful guest, Cole Kajagian. And also, something to point out is I've got a monkey. His name's Cameron. I made him today, actually, at the Build-A-Bear.
You yourself?
Yeah, because I feel like it's a pretty great name.
I feel bad for his parents.
And you know what? Actually, to honor one of my favorite actresses, Oprah, look under your chair, Cole.
Don't.
Look. Faster. Yay! You've got your own monkey. I made this with my bare hands. Well, I mean, I didn't make it. I just kind of stuffed them. Well, actually, no, they already have them pre-stuffed.
Why do we both have monkeys?
Because it's Godzilla and King Kong. It's like a big fight. Of course, this is Kong. They didn't have a Godzilla one.
So you got me another monkey?
Yeah. Well, it was actually the last one. They were kind of giving them away. I didn't really pay for it, actually.
Not that I care, but you couldn't have gotten like a dinosaur or just like something that would be similar in the fact that this is definitely not the same.
Well, I mean, monkeys are just better. And I mean, I think that would make sense as to why Kong wins.
Do you know what type of monkey Kong is?
He's a ape, minus a tail.
Right.
Because these guys have a tail.
So this
if
is
I
not,
were swinging around.
By that term, this is not Kong.
Well, no, that's a stuffed animal. That isn't Kong. Kong's like a big man, and that's like a small monster. It's more of a monkey. I don't know. You want to do sound? Well, you want to do sound effects? You go, oh my gosh! Wow, I think that was fun.
So now that we moved on from that,
okay, well, and we're very excited today to talk about a brand new movie, King Kong versus Godzilla. In a time when when monsters walk the earth, humans fight for the failed.
Stop. Breathe.
Now, you don't tell me what to do. In a time when monsters walk the earth, humanity's fight for its future sets Godzilla and Kong on a collision course that will see the two most powerful forces of nature on the planet collide in a spectacular battle.
Is this an essay?
For the ages.
It's a movie summary that you get off Wikipedia.
Well, it wasn't Wikipedia. It was a very official source. Well, I think the important thing to bring up is the fight between King Kong and Godzilla.
Right, it's going to be amazing.
Well, it was amazing. Come on. Did you not see the movie this week?
Cameron, did you see the movie this week?
Yeah, it was great. It was a classic. It was classic.
Cameron? Mm-hmm. What's the release date for Godzilla and King Kong?
I have it written down.
Or Godzilla and Kong?
I have it written down somewhere.
On your Post-it notes?
You done? April 2nd, 2021. April 2.
Cameron?
That can't be right.
What's today's date?
April 1st.
So can you say that a little bit louder, please?
April 1st.
One more time.
Well, it's because I got a critic screen.
April 1st, that's right. And so, how are you going to review a movie?
Well, no, because I know movies, and I know that this is going to be good.
You know movies. The same thing you say every single time your authority
because
gets questioned on this story.
Because it's right, Cole. Because I know what's right.
You know what's right.
Yeah,
You're judge, jury, and executioner of movies.
No, I'm just judge. I don't execute movies because a sicko would do that.
Clearly, you're in that realm. Of course you couldn't execute any movies.
And
you
can't
how
judge
you talk
them.
about movies?
Oh, please.
You could never.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Duality of Man. Cherry was a bad movie, and you know it.
You literally gave it like 90 out of 100 stars.
It was 10 out of 13. Know your damn facts. I like the movie a lot. What was it called? It was the cinema. The Kong work was great. Great work on the Kong. The Kong was good. I love the Kong.
I want to ask you a serious question.
The important thing is that we have a great host and a great guest, and we talk about movies, and that's what...
For the last time, stop calling me that. I'm not your guest.
Well, now you watch it.
Every single show.
You watch it. No, you get over. Get over here.
Don't you ever throw me like that again.
I'm not liking the tone, so I think you should leave.
This is my show too.
No. I'm
the one taking. The show crap.
I'm the one taking management. You're the one
taking management.
Who's waltzing in
at
9 o'clock every night.
And I've just allowed it. You have no freaking right.
Oh, come on, Cole. Come on.
This is not just your show.
Well,
and this is just
hit me?
A film TV show.
Hit me. Ah, my eye.
And that serves you right. You're not a film critic, and this is a bull show. So get out of here.
You can't swear.
This is a bull crap show.
Don't, sir.
So get out of here.
Cut the cameras. Cut the show. This. That was CK at the movies. I'm your host, Cameron Kaercher. Have a good night, Plattsburgh.
Smash my glasses. In my defense, that's what you wanted.
Sure. No, I'm not suing him or anything yet. I guess we're gonna talk. What do you mean? Of course I have insurance.
Okay, so
No, calm down. I don't care.
Okay. You guys good?
That is too funny.
You good? All right.
April Fools!
April Fools!